Here signing in Mrs. Rahila Bibi, your English teacher. Welcome back to English class and have a great day. So today we are again with the summary of our chapter The Kingdom of Fools by A.K. Ramanujan. So let's have a look on the story again. Okay, are you ready? Shall we start? Of course, yeah. In the story we can find that in the kingdom of fools both the king and the minister were fools. They ordered all things to be reversed. They decided to change night into day and day into night. They ordered people to do day's work in night and sleep in the day. Anyone not obeying was to be punished with death. So people out of fear did as they were asked to do. They delighted the king and the minister out of fear. Once a guru and his disciple arrived in the kingdom. They found everyone asleep during the day. No activity was observed. It amazed them. They wanted till evening. Then the people woke up. They started doing their nighty business. Now the two were hungry and they bought some food items. The price of everything was same, a single duru, a coin. This surprised and delighted them. The guru realized that it was really a kingdom of fools. And then the guru decided to leave the city of fools. He asked his disciple also to leave the place. But the disciple didn't want to do so for cheap food. The guru advised the disciple that nothing could be predicted of fools. Fools are dangerous than enemies. But the disciple didn't care. He remained behind. Time passed on. The disciple ate to his fill. As a result, he became very fat. And once, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house in this kingdom. He was taking out the stolen things. Just then, the wall of the old house fell on his head. He was killed instantly. The brother of the thief complained to the king about his death. He blamed the owner of the house for his brother's death. The king heard the accused. He accused him of killing the thief. But the owner said that he was innocent. He said that the person who built the wall was responsible. He didn't make the good wall. The king decided to summon the bricklayer then. The king asked the bricklayer if he had built the wall. He accused him of killing the thief. Before the king could order his death, the bricklayer pleaded innocence. He told the king that he could not concentrate while building the wall. A dancing girl moved in the street, so she was responsible for it. Then the king charged the dancing girl of killing the thief. The dancing girl said that the goldsmith was responsible for it. She had given some gold to him and he had to make some jewelry for her. He was lazy then and he did not make the jewelry early. So she had to walk up and down the street. So it was the goldsmith's fault. Then the king ordered to summon the goldsmith. The goldsmith replied that there was a wedding in a rich man's house. He had to make jewelry for him. So he could not finish the jewelry of the dancing girl on time. Then the king declared the rich man to be the murderer. He was also the owner of the house. But he said that his father had ordered the jewelry. The king consulted his minister. He decided that the owner be punished in his father's place. The king asked for a few sticks to be made ready for the owner to kill. But the owner was very thin. He could not be executed. The king was worried about it. Then he ordered to search a man who was fit for the stake. He should be executed. So here you can imagine how fool this king might be. Okay? The disciple was found fit for the stake because he was too big now, too fat now out of eating. So this disciple of this guru was found fit for the stake to kill. He was brought to the place of execution. The disciple now remembered his wise guru's words. He prayed to his guru in his mind. The guru had magical powers to see the past and the future. He saw everything. He arrived at once to save his disciple. He told his disciple something in a low voice. The disciple understood this. The guru and the disciple now started fighting. The guru wanted to die first. The king asked the Guru why he wanted to die. The Guru told the king in his ears that this city was unique. This was stake of the god of justice. The stake was new. It was never used earlier on criminals. Whoever died on it first would be born as a next king. Whoever died next would be born as next minister. The king thought over the whole case. He didn't want to lose his kingdom even in his next breath. So he talked to his minister. The king said that they would go on a stake themselves. Thus, they would be reborn as king and minister again. The king and minister went secretly to the prison. They released the Guru and disciple. They put themselves in their places, so they were taken to the stake and executed. Later, the dead bodies of the king and the minister were taken down. The people mourned their deaths. They discussed the future of their kingdom. Suddenly, some people thought of these Guru and the disciple. They were secretly leaving the city, and the people saw them. They requested them to be their own king and the minister. But they put on one condition for this. It was to change the old laws. So they changed the laws and they became the king and minister happily. There ends our story. Now it's time for you to find out the question answers of this chapter. It's actually a simple story. Try to find the question answers by yourself. I have attached the PDF. So if you have any more doubts about the lesson or about question answers, you can contact me at any time. Try to submit your notes on time. Teachers will not run behind you to submit your works. It's your duty. You are big enough to submit your works on time. Okay, so don't make your parents in trouble or teachers in trouble. You have to do your works on time and submit it on time. I think you got me. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.